Well, hello and welcome to day 2 of the 2014 Women's European Handball Championships, jointly hosted by Hungary and Croatia. Paul Bray here with you for this Group C match between Germany and the Netherlands. Well, after yesterday's opening day in Hungary, it's the turn of co-host Croatia to get their half of the competition underway. We are here in the Varaždin Arena, 90 kilometers north of Zagreb, very close to the Slovenian border, with the teams just about ready to come out into the centre of the court. Later on today, the court will certainly fill out, and the spectator gallery will, because the next match after this is the one the locals are waiting for as Croatia start their campaign against Sweden. There is confirmation, 2015 CET, that Croatian opening game against the Swedish side who've tasted silver but never gold in the European competition. But for now, there is the matter of this game between Germany and the Netherlands in what is undoubtedly the toughest of the 4 groups here. Frankly, any one of these teams can go through to the next round, and it's going to be very difficult to see which one of them will be the unlucky one to exit the competition already at the preliminary stage. First team out are the Netherlands. Due to host the competition 2 years ago, but the recession was such that in the end they had to duck out at the last second. Serbia stepped in and hosted in their place, and they've got a small band of following. Scattered around they are, the spectators, but the Dutch trying to make themselves heard. And so now it is the turn of Germany. Been present at all European Championships. And they too have a small band of followers who've made the trip here on this Monday evening. The customary high fives of the teams go past each other. Teams have met 6 times in the past. 10 years, with the Netherlands winning just once at the World Championships in 2005 when they claimed 5th place, in fact their best finish in a major competition. Hand over to the hall announcer now. He will introduce the teams. It's Germany first. And to move the camera across. I think they've got themselves in different numerical order, which makes the presentation difficult. So let me just tell you actually a little bit about the German lineup. It's a case of déjà vu for them, unfortunately. They've lost both their left-handed right backs in the run-up to this championship. First, Susan Müller, top scorer at the World Championships last year, who broke a finger on a shooting hand. 3 days later, Isabel Klein broke a bone in her foot while playing, ironically, against Dutch side Success Schoenmack Amsterdam in the EHF Cup. It's a carbon copy of 2 years ago when both players went out in the 2 weeks leading up to Euro 2012. And it's meant a lot of juggling for Heine Jensen, the German trainer. They're still hoping that Müller could rejoin the squad later, but I'm afraid for Klein, that is a foregone conclusion. And just to compound matters, goalkeeper Jana Kaas also withdrew last week when an old knee injury flared up. And this, of course, coupled with the earlier withdrawal of the experienced left winger Augsburg, who felt she simply wasn't fit enough after an early season injury. Germany tantalizingly close with 2 semi-final appearances in 2006 and 2008, but sadly no medals came of that when they lost their last 2 matches. So now it is the Dutch team who are being introduced. They line up with one of the youngest squads in the competition, 23.5 years of age, the average only. They do play, though, a very exciting brand of handball. Only 4 of their squad actually play their club handball in Holland. 4 of them are in Germany. So quite a few club teammates meeting on court here today, notably the goalkeepers. Vester will be up against the German left winger Geschke. They both play for Oldenburg. The other Dutch goalkeeper Jankovic plays for Metzingen alongside the German back player Minevskaya. while Schneider and Smets of the Netherlands play in Thuringen alongside Nagornaya, Huber and Vobold. Other than that, they are scattered around in Denmark, France and Norway. Interesting that they have opted for the relatively untested Vester in goal ahead of the more experienced Van der Waal. Sadly for them, Louise Abing, the prolific left-back, still not fit following knee surgery in the summer, and she's not with them here, but they kind of knew that. So that is the players. Henk Gröner, the man in charge of the Netherlands. The Dutch team who've really been coming along in leaps and bounds. So the referees now being introduced. Peter Horvat and Balázs Marton of Hungary. An experienced pairing. They were at the World Championships last year and the European Championships 2 years ago. And then the table's officials are Viktor Konopliasti of the Ukraine and Helmut Wille. So the other officials being introduced. Scorekeeper, timekeeper. And the formalities are now concluded. Now the national anthems, starting with Germany. Applause from the sparsely crowded Germans, and now the anthem of the Netherlands. Well, the Dutch look keen to get going. Of course, they missed out on the chance of playing 2 years ago because as the Netherlands withdrew from hosting, so their team lost their automatic place in the competition. They got time to make up. They finished 8th in 2010. For Germany, of course, they'll be seeking to try and get one better than the only medal they've taken in European competition, and that was silver in the very first edition in 1994. Since then, as I mentioned, a couple of semi-final places in recent years, but neither translated into any podium place. So the customary shaking of hands between these two teams. And here is the lineup then for Germany. With Klein and Müller injured, then it's Bundesliga top scorer Minevskaya, who should start at right back. They have 5 options at left back, 4 in the centre, including the experienced Löper, but only 1 left winger. A bit of a gamble there with Genschke. But look out also for line player Althaus, who's always a problem on the line. And there is the German coach, Heine Jensen, actually a Dane. 37 years of age makes him the youngest in the competition. who's done a great job since taking over from Armin Emmerich in 2011. For the Netherlands, well, they may be young, but they have plenty of experience, notably with right back Van der Heijden, right winger Bont and line player Schneider. In fact, 13 of the players remain from their World Championship squad last year. And look out for the playmaker Polman, number 79. And there's Henk Groene, coach of the team, hoping that his will be one of 3 to make it out of this group and into the main round, where they will merge with the teams from Group D, Montenegro, Serbia, France and Slovakia. They are also getting their competition underway today in Osijek. Competition alternating between Hungary and Croatia on each day. So as I mentioned, 7 meetings between these teams. It's 6-1 to Germany so far. The last meeting goes back to 2010 at the European Championships. On that occasion, 30-27 it was to Germany in the preliminary round. And in fact, the last win for the Dutch goes back to the World Championships, as we mentioned, in 2005, the 5th place playoff in Russia, when they won 28-26. So here we go then, Germany in the white tops and the black shorts throw off this Group C match at the Women's European Handball Championships in Varaždin. The Netherlands in the orange tops and black shorts, the opening match in this group. And the Netherlands start with a 6-0 defense. Althaus trying to find some space at the back. They are a solid team. Evenly matched in height, 176, 177, nothing in it really. It's more in terms of experience though. The Germans average 85 internationals per player compared to 49 for the Netherlands. First opportunity goes begging. So first attack for the Netherlands. So Polman has gone into the left back position in fact, and in the centre they have Groth. And at right back, Van der Heijden, one of the hugely experienced players. The line comes out, goes back in again. It's going to be a free throw. And for the moment, at least a friendly warning from the Hungarian referees for that shove on Polman. And the book is already out. Balázs Marton. 6-0 defence as well for Germany. Out comes the line player back in again, trying to make a bit of space. Not a lot of room there. That's a penalty. But as she went up to shoot, and there are strict instructions at these championships for the referees about that kind of foul. And Kerstin Verbold, back in the squad for the first time since the World Championships in 2011, just nudged her at the point where she takes off to put her off balance. Polman. A long wait, but Polman scores. And it's the Netherlands who get on the scoreboard first. Frustration for Clara Woltering. Hugely experienced German goalkeeper, 174 internationals. Plays for Budućnost in Montenegro. Going to be a free throw. Foul on Nadgornaya. Nadgornaya in the centre. Moves off to the left-hand side. Minevskaya, number 14 at right back, because of the injured Kleiner and Müller. But she is a right-hander. It makes it awkward for her, but she does play right back, but obviously it's not a natural position. Zapf is the winger on the far side. Well, a little choice for them, with Geschke in on the left wing. Their only winger for Germany in that position. Bit of a gamble by Jensen. passive play being warned against Germany. Need to get a shot away now. Good defending by the Netherlands. Minevskaya came off the keeper. Jankovic, 28-year-old, who plays for Metzingen in Germany, one of 4 in the Dutch team who play their club handball in Germany. The wing was free. Hesitated, goes through, didn't need any help. Goal by Nika Groth, 26-year-old who plays for Midtjylland in Denmark. Cuts back inside and left Nadgornaya completely stranded. All she could do was push her. It would have been a penalty anyway had it not gone in. 2-0 for the Netherlands. Good start by them, and the suspension will soon be over for Verbold. And Germany now back to full strength. It's Althaus who races back in again. They've got a line player available once more. Oh, lovely height and great shot. Nadia Nadgornaya plays for the German champions, Thüringen. So much height and great power as well. Substitution for the Netherlands. They're using Jesse Kramer. Plays in Norway. Oh, lucky break. Oh, what a save. Voltering at the second attempt. It was a huge angle for the wing shot. You would have expected better. Trying to go around. No chance there. Well, Smets will be annoyed with herself coming in. She could even have taken a little bit more space if she wanted. Tried to bounce it, but Voltering came out very quickly. 5 minutes played, 2-1 to the Netherlands. And this, the most finely balanced of the 4 groups. 2 groups in Hungary, 2 in Croatia, as we have a yellow card for some holding. Kramer, the defence specialist, at fault. 3 teams from each of these preliminary groups will go through and merge. All the way through, awkward angle off the post, but it's a penalty, pushing as she was going in, and a second yellow card almost in as many minutes, this time for number 17, Nika Groth. Player fouled, Minevskaya, 22-year-old, born in Minsk in Belarus. So what can Jankovic do against Huber? No problem there, and it's all square coming up to 6 minutes played. So the Germans have settled after a nervy start. Saw the Dutch make the best of it. Second line play goes in for Holland. Oh, brilliantly played! Not given. She may have stepped on the line at the end, but it's a penalty. Fouled as she went to shoot. Nika Groth, again, the playmaker, doing a great job. One of 13 of the Dutch squad that remained from their World Championship team of last year. Once more, it's Polman. Oh, straight into the goalkeeper. Voltering. Poor penalty. Chance goes begging. The Netherlands make a quick substitution, but she's out of position at the moment. Kramer trying to get back in at number 3 on the far side. Seven minutes played, it's all square here. All the games against the host nation Croatia are going to be difficult because the crowds will come in and lift the team. And the other team, of course, in this group, then Sweden. Straight through, nice play, Minevskaya. From behind, they've now taken the lead, and another great save by Voltering. 3 saves from 5 attempts. Oh. And another one, Minevskaya. Well, with all the injury problems the Germans have had, they really desperately needed a good start here today in this game against the Netherlands. Team that hasn't beaten them in 9 years. Oh, Woltering, what a cracking start she's having, and her saves are leading to goals at the other end. And I think we may have another penalty and another 2-minute suspension. There's the long ball, beautifully weighted. Müller shoved over rather crudely by van der Heyden. Well, that was a save at the other end. Relatively comfortable one down the middle. So penalty it is, and van der Heyden gets a couple of minutes to cool off on the bench. Minevskaya. Well, it's all gone terribly wrong for the Dutch all of a sudden. 2-0 up, 5-2 down now. As we said, no easy matches in this group. Little handoff. Looks for a gap. It's not there. It's good defending. It's thick defending. They've got to move the ball a little bit quicker, get it back on the other side. In the end, they go for the straight shot. And third time, it's straight down the middle and into Clara Woltering to work hard on their shooting. They've had a good run into these European Championships, the Netherlands. They won the tournament in Tunisia back in October, beating Tunisia, Switzerland and notably Spain. And then in their final 2 warm-up games against Russia 10 days ago, a win and a draw. Oh, over the top by Althaus. She doesn't often miss from there. Not an awkward angle, and the Dutch supporters looking a little bit nervous after the initial euphoria. So change for the Netherlands. Van Olfen coming in now while they serve out that 2-minute suspension. Groot still in the centre. It's van der Heyden who would be there otherwise. Sneijder. It's interesting they've got Sneijder coming in on the right-hand side. So while they're short-handed, that's going to be a yellow card for Müller. Anna Müller, I should stress. Obviously, Suzanne Müller is the right back who's injured. Anna Müller is the wrestler. Oh, brilliant save again! And Woltering is an absolute nightmare for the Dutch at the moment. Her 6th save from 8 shots. Dutch are back to full strength again. We're past the 10-minute mark and Germany in control 5-2, having been 2-0 down. So Verbold now comes into the centre. Verbold, who has played 47 internationals, played at the World Championships in 2011 and then got dropped. Back in favour now. Referees just need a bit of tidying up on the line-out. Germany, in their run-up to these European Championships, that's an attacking foul by Minevskaya. Haven't had such a great time. They played Romania twice at home 10 days ago, lost both games. Played in the Croatia Cup in October, drew with Serbia, won against Croatia. That was brilliant. And maybe a nice foreboding for the match later this week. But then promptly got beaten quite soundly by Poland. So that ball in goes astray, but a foul on the way through, and possession will stay with Germany. The problem they've got at the moment with the Dutch defence, that's gone for a throw-in to the German team, just short of the corner. There's not a lot of depth to the Dutch defence at the moment. And they're allowing the back players who've got big shots, Minevskaya, Nagornaya, to get inside the 9 meters. That's more like it, that's what they need. But they're like here, they've been allowing the players to get well inside and take the shots. Not looking too impressed, Jasmina Jankovic in goal. But that was a brilliant finish. Stunning shot from Minevskaya, showing why she's the top scorer in the Bundesliga. Team timeout for the Netherlands. things go wrong, they go wrong. And that's what's happening with the Dutch side, unfortunately. He just needs to settle them down. It's almost as if they're just getting too anxious now, and they've allowed the Germans to score 2 or 3 goals after they took the lead. We're running a smooth play. They had good deep defence, quite aggressive defence, and then they've let that rattle them. And it's been now 9 minutes since they last scored to go 2-0 up. There's the coach on the right-hand side, Heine Jensen, who's got the same headache he had 2 years ago with the loss of his 2 right backs, Klein and Müller, in the preparation run-up. So far, though, looking good. That's going to be a penalty. Brought down. She managed to catch the ball well. Danique Snyder, the 24-year-old who plays for Thüringen in Germany, the champions. They're brought down by Althaus, uncompromising defender. So can Woltering pull off another great save off Groth. Not this time. And after nearly 10 minutes, they managed to get the scoring going again. Tried to reach the rat with her arm, but nowhere near it in the end. So 6-3 Germany. Looking for the line. Ball picked up by Luciano. Bit of space, goes for the shot, deflected comfortably. Didn't really get any power with it. There was a slow follow through on the arm, no explosion. It was almost an afterthought. She had no other option. Looking for the wing. Still in play. She ended up grabbing Geschke from behind, and she's got herself a 2-minute suspension. And that's why. Second suspension then after Van der Heyden's earlier. Change of keeper. Vesta has come in. No problem though for Minevskaya. Top corner. Oh, rather subdued. So the Dutch once more short-handed. 1.5 minutes, and while that's happening, the Germans have pushed up into 5-1 defence with Nagornaya right up on the playmaker. Groth tries to find a way, she's got it. Penalty. Arm taken by Verbold as she tried to break through. And a comfortable decision for Balázs Marton, the goalkeeper at the back. Beautiful cutback. And Verbold left stranded. Oh, this time Woltering committing herself just a little early, and Van der Heyden plants the ball the other way. So despite being short-handed, the Netherlands pull another one back. They keep that gap at 7-4. Minevskaya, oh, huge space on the wing, brilliant play, but off the post. And we're midway through the first half, here it is again. That was clever thinking by the German back player. So Van der Heyden, number 6 at the right back, plays for Esbjerg in Denmark. Blocked very high by the German line player Althaus. Tries to play the innocent card, the line player from Vardar in Macedonia. Oh, that's nicely done. That's beautifully done. This time it's Estevana Polman, just 22 years of age, also plays at Esbjerg in Denmark. Slowly clawing their way back into the game as Heine Jensen looks on a little concerned. Came off a defender, that'll be a throw in from the corner. The shot by Nadgornaya, comfortably blocked. Nadgornaya, who's got 54 goals this season in the German Bundesliga, 8th ranking. Actually born in the Ukraine, in Kiev. Stays out, but it's a penalty inside the area, as the referee graphically demonstrates. But I think the goalkeeper has collided with the goalpost, is it? Let's have a quick look and see. Oh, she does. She steps on the ball, so she may have a left ankle problem for starters, but does she then roll back? She's holding, it's her ankle. Anxious moments as she stepped on the ball, and Minevskaya sportingly comes over. As well she might. Their teammates both play for Metzingen. But for the German team, so far so good. Although they are allowing the Dutch to get their rhythm again now. She seems to be okay. She's going off without too much trouble, but will make way for Tess Vester, the 21-year-old with just 14 caps to her name. Plays for Oldenburg in Germany, alongside the left winger Geschk for Germany. So Huber scores another penalty. Goalkeeper goes the wrong way. 8-5. So Groth, number 17. Well, the referee thought about it. Polman scores. The referee seemed to point to the penalty line. Did he think she'd landed? Not quite sure, but then changed his mind and blew twice. Clearly she is okay. Jankovic has come back in goal. I was about to say that 26 years of age, Nieke Groth, number 17 for the Netherlands, the oldest field player for the Netherlands. Otherwise, Jankovic, the goalkeeper, 28, is their oldest. Team that averages just 23.5 years of age, compared with 27.5 for Germany. And that's another one back. 8-7. A 4-goal lead evaporating slowly here. Saved by Jankovic. No luck for Nadgornaya. Dutch come back quickly into the wing. There's space. Oh, that's a good save by Woltering off Luciano. Had a good angle. Just had to bounce it to the near side. 8 saves, a 53% save rate for the German keeper. Finally poised in the end. We were worried that Germany were just going to rattle off with this one. I think the Netherlands know full well that defeat here will leave their chances compromised already at this early stage. Nice play. Won't count. Too many steps on the way through anyway, but she was being fouled. And Verbold will come back for a free throw. Verbold goes in, swaps around. Althaus back on the line. Minevskaya. Quick pass in by Steinbach is blocked, and the ball is loose and stolen by the Dutch. They break out. Chance to level it now. Yes, off the post. Lovely breakthrough by Van der Heyden, and the Dutch, hands on head, can't believe it. Should have been 8-all. Instead, Germany come back. Steinbach, number 18, has just come on, the 29-year-old. Stolen, but instead knocked out of play. Dulfer just couldn't quite control it. That was a great chance, and that's the reaction. So time to settle things again. So as I mentioned, Steinbach is in. She plays for Spreefuchs Berlin, newly promoted to the Bundesliga. They've managed to get the ball back, Germany. Penalty! Oh, and that sounds like a 2-minute suspension. Eyes to the sky for Kelly Dulfer, who hasn't been on long, but she's off already for another break as we pass the 20-minute mark in the game. 8-7 to Germany. And Wilbold pleased with the outcome. Chance to go 2 up and have a power play for 2 minutes. Minevskaya. Oh, put it wide. Bad miss by the 22-year-old. Something to smile about for Jankovic. The Germans turning things around at the back a little bit, but for the Dutch, still sticking very much with their starting lineup. May have less strength in depth on the bench, and as the match goes on, the Germans could wear them down. Solid block there by Anne Müller, the 31-year-old Leipzig line player. Both the tackles she's been pulled up for have involved lifting the player off the ground and throwing her flat down. Shades of judo. Luciano thought about going in between 1 and 2, but that didn't work. Instead, the long-range shot saved, and Müller will keep it in. Voltring comes out to help, and another good save by the German keeper. So Germany have been hemmed in for a few minutes now on the scoreline. Oh, that's good. First goal for Laura Steinbach. Gets Heine Jensen to his feet. Top corner. And that's the reaction, relief as much as anything else. They should be finding the space at the moment with the extra player. Just a few more seconds before they do get back to full strength. 6-0 defence rather than going to a 5-1 this time while they're on the power play. Polman has changed inside the area. It's a bit unnecessary by Groth on the closed angle. Althaus looking for the feedback. The ball's loose. Has it come off the foot of the German player? And it looks like it might have been Van der Heyden's foot. Geschke keeps possession. Fray with Luciano, the 23-year-old, who plays for Metz in France. In the picture now, 30 internationals, 67 goals for the Netherlands. Born in the Dutch Caribbean island of Curaçao. So 22.5 minutes played, Germany a 2-goal lead. Looking for the line, that didn't work this time. Quick pass out. That's more like it. That quick phase 2 play by the Dutch, and Van der Heyden goes right the way through. 3 goals for her. All off the save. Pulled up a little bit tight, Groth, before releasing the ball. 1 goal in it. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Germany, silver medalists in 1994, the very first edition of the European Championships. I think it would be a tall order, especially with all the injury problems they're having, to make it through to the semi-finals, but who knows? Geske comes around as a second line player, nearly lost the ball. Gruner happy with that. Dutch have had such a good run into these championships, really want to build on that. Great win against Russia and a draw. And again, they've got possession. Break is on. They're trying to get the Germans on phase two while they're streaming back. Müller does her usual blocking job, and it works. The Dutch pull the ball back. 5 turnovers suffered by Germany so far in the game, 2 for the Netherlands. And despite the Netherlands being at full strength, the Germans have now switched to a 5-1 defense with Steinbach at the front. Brock is now on the line, and as she pulls out, so Pohlmann finds a way through. Woltering not happy, and it's all square, 9-all. Luciano continues blocking longer than she needs to. She's got to be careful. She's already had 1 2-minute suspension. And Anna Müller is in on the line, and the referee comes over, Balázs Marton, and is having a word with her just to calm it down. Getting some of her own medicine from the other end. Steinbach, Minevskaya. Trying to look for the line, doesn't work again, it's blocked. Chance now for the Dutch to go in front. And they have! Almost on the stroke of 25 minutes played. Martin Smets scores the goal. Gives them a 3-0 run and brings Arne Jensen to the officials' table with his timeout card. Well, a good turnaround by the Netherlands, and the Germans, who were shooting well from a distance, are now struggling because the Dutch defence have got themselves quite well organised. They're trying instead now to force the ball into the line, and every time they've tried that so far in these last 5 minutes, they've had that taken off them, and the Dutch have moved the ball up on the break and scored on phase 1 or mostly phase 2 attacks. They just have to make sure that they do get some of the long-range shots that they had earlier. Minevskaya, maybe Gornaya coming back on again. But it is always a temptation. And I think we're listening to the Goluja, coach of the Croatian team, in the hall watching the game, waiting no doubt for the Croatian women's team to step on court next when they play Sweden. Well, it's Naidzinavičius has come on, number 15, the Bayer Leverkusen back player. She's got a good shot on her as well, and that's what they need right now. They need some long-range efforts, because you can see the Dutch are happy to push up. And when the players get close to them and try and push the ball into the line, they're smothering it and taking the ball up on a phase 2 attack. There's the long-range shot. Unlucky though, comes off the post, but it's what they need. That will then create the space. Instead though, the Dutch straight down the middle. Well, there was no stopping. Nika Groth, 26-year-old, plays for Midtjylland in Denmark, hammers it down the middle. Third goal. 2-goal lead for the Netherlands. Well, a 4-0 run now by the Netherlands to turn this game around as we're nearing the half-time break. Another long-range shot. Clearly they've been instructed to get those in now, and that's what they do need. There, Jean Briot on the far side, president of the European Handball Federation, with Michael Wiederer, Secretary General, and behind them Miguel Roca, EHF Vice President, amongst the audience here today. Looking for the line, she's got it! Ah, 3-goal lead. It's gone terribly wrong for Germany. Yvette Broch plays for Metz in France. Stretches the lead further. The bench are on their feet, and so they should. They were 7-9 down. They're now 12-9 up. Jankovic, she's played her part, 5 saves. Chance to go a bit further ahead. Goes begging. So 7 minutes it's taken the Netherlands to score those 5 goals and move 3 in front. Steinbach. That's more like almost a soft shot. She seemed to push it. Nadzinovičius. Well, they all count. Jankovic. Probably a bit disappointed with not picking up on that one. But they haven't really changed the back lineup, the Netherlands, and you do wonder whether as time goes on inside the area, they will tire, and if the bench isn't that deep, then will the problems mount? That's surely a push. The Dutch left winger Michel Gos, number 21, plays for the club. Effectively, you could say cause, but that's probably a harsh word. The injury on Isabel Klein in that EHF Cup game, as the Germans pull another one back. Steinbach this time. Her second. They've got the scoring going again. They needed that after nearly 8 minutes without goal. And that could be a 2-minute suspension. And Müller, I think it was coming, to be honest. Once again, she tries to lift and wrestle the player down. And so 3 seconds to go. One quick shot needed here. And it means also the Netherlands will start to play her up in the second half. Drott tees up. Blocked by the defence, and that runs the clock down. And so at half-time, there's just 1 goal in it. But what a seesaw game. The Dutch came out at a terrific pace, 2-0 up. They then went 6-2 down before the Dutch then edged themselves back into the game and shut the Germans out at 1 point for 8 minutes, scoring 5 goals to take a 3-goal lead. Finally, though, the Germans woke up. And in the end, there's 1 goal in it. 12-11 to the Netherlands at half-time. Well, the match finally balanced here in Varaždin. No wonder Heine Jens looks absolutely exhausted. Althaus, who's struggled to get a lot of service. And so the players go off for a well-earned break while the coaches discuss tactics in this finely poised match that is absolutely critical to both these teams. Let's have a look then at the stats. 44% success rate on the attacks for the Netherlands, 41 for Germany. Shooting not great for either side, 43% for the Netherlands, success rate on their shooting, 39 for the Germans. But a lot of penalties, 5 for Germany, 4 for the Netherlands. They've each missed 1. 6 turnovers Germany have suffered. And then 2 2-minute suspensions for the Germans, 3 for the Netherlands. Interesting also that the Dutch are the ones who've had the fast break so far rather than the Germans. So that's it. We're going to take a very short break, but join us again in just a few moments for the second half here from Varaždin.
Lijepo vas molim za topli pljesak našoj Irmi. Give our beautiful blonde singer from Varaždin, Irma Davičević, big round of applause. Thank you very much. Susreta, dakle, reprezentacija Njemačke i Nizozemske večeras ovdje u Varaždinu. Naravno, dozvolite još jedan puta da uputimo riječi pozdrava ljudima koji su ovdje ispred glavnih organizatora. Dakle, s nama je predsjednik Europske rukometne federacije gospodin Jean Brion, potpredsjednik Svjetske rukometne federacije gospodin Miguel Roca, predsjednik Hrvatskog rukometnog saveza gospodin Sandi Šola, glavni tajnik Europske rukometne federacije gospodin Mihael Widerer i članica izvršnog odbora Europske rukometne federacije gospođa Helga Magnusdottir. Molim vas, topli pljesak za njih sve. Hvala vam lijepo. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this was a big round of applause to greet and welcome the President of the European Handball Federation, Mr. Jean Brion, Vice President of the International Handball Federation, Mr. Miguel Roca, President of Croatian Handball Federation, Mr. Sandi Šola, Secretary General of the European Handball Federation, Mr. Mihael Widerer, and also to one...
Well, hello and welcome back to the Varaždin Arena. It's half-time here in this match between Germany and the Netherlands. The Dutch leading 12-11 in an enthralling first half, which has seen the lead switch from one side to the next. At one point, the Dutch scoring a 5-0 turnaround to go from 2 goals down to 3 up, before the Germans reacted and scored 2 late goals to keep themselves well in touch. So it's nicely poised for the second half here in Varaždin, this opening match in Group C. So the Netherlands throw off the second half. The Germans serving out the remainder of the 2-minute suspension on Anne Muller, who is sent off seconds before the half-time break. Netherlands unable to capitalise on the ensuing free throw, but at least start with possession. Very closed angle, through the legs of the keeper. She just off with it, Woltering. And Martin Smets is for the German champions Thüringen, only happy to help herself for the Dutch. Two goals for Smets, going all the way through into the side netting. That'll be a free throw. Possession stays with Germany, and a very anxious Heine Jensen, looking unusually restless, I have to say, by his normal demeanour. Nice crossover. Oh, that's good, and that's what they needed earlier. The long-range shots. Steinbach, the scorer, her 3rd of the game. Came off a defender. I think Nadgornaya. Netherlands, who qualified for the European Championships in Group 4 behind Spain. They each lost to each other away, but beat Turkey and Italy in that group. Woltering gets to it this time, but we've got an injury. Dutch player still down, and the clock has been stopped. Is it a hand injury? I wonder. Bont is the player who's gone down. Debbie Bont, the 23-year-old who plays for the Dutch champions Serkodak Dalfsen. Let's have a look. She does seem to hold her hand. No apparent contact with the player. Maybe when she landed on her and maybe bent a finger. The 23-year-old seems okay. She played for a while in Germany for Leipzig and also in the Netherlands for Midtjylland, the right winger. was that long-range shot, and that was absolutely superb by Steinbach. So Germany are back to full strength again. Althaus goes in on the line. Managed to keep the score to a 1-goal deficit. Good result for the Germans. Look for the wing, but realised that it might just be cut out if she wasn't careful. Van Heiden loitering there. Well, long-range shooting's delivering. Nadzinovičius, the scorer, and they're level. Side netting. It's a good run by Germany. Svenja Huber, 29-year-old from Thüringen, relative newcomer to the team with 15 internationals. And the lead goes back to Germany. 3 goals without reply. And that kind of shooting's not going to help. Straight down the middle, comfortable save for Woltering. Attacking foul, ran into the defender. Pohlmann stood her ground, a bit winded in the process. Free throw won by Nika Groth, who's had a great game so far for the Netherlands. 3 goals. Although Pohlmann is their top scorer, number 79 in the bottom of the picture. Oh, the gap's there. The defence suddenly opened up, split down the middle, and the scores are level, courtesy of the 22-year-old. He's in Denmark for Esbjerg, 14-all. So a bright start. 5 goals in 4 minutes. Not good if you're goalkeeper. And the defenders took the sting out of that one. Quick break is on. Took her time. Yvette Broch, 23-year-old who plays for Metz in France. Lovely delivery from Jankovic. Althaus looking to go back in again. They're going deep in defence, that's good. Misunderstanding. I was expecting Steinbach to come forwards, but she didn't. A bit of a gap, they've let her get in too close. Kelly Dulfer. And now it's the Dutch who have a 3-0 run. Defence absolutely flat with a bit of help from Yvette Broch on the line. It was holding back Althaus. Dulfer's first goal. Seemed like a lot of steps there, and another mistake by the Germans, who are feeling the pressure just now. And another goal on the break. Yvette Broch again, and all smiles in the Dutch stand. There's the pass, a little high, but well taken. Nadzinovičius tried to stop her, to no avail. Three-goal lead, biggest yet for the Netherlands, and a team timeout called by Germany. Well, it started so brightly with a 3-0 exchange for the Germans in the second half to go 14-13 up, which was a big turnaround from the first half. And the Danish trainer, Heine Jensen, staying nice and calm. He took over from Armin Emmerich Jensen after a rather catastrophic World Championship in 2011 when they finished 17th. It was the final straw for the Germans, who brought in Jensen, very, very young coach, 34 at the time. He's taken them to 7th place at the European Championships 2 years ago and another 7th at the World Championships last year. Not helped, of course, the German cause by the string of injuries that they have suffered. Klein and Müller, of course, the right backs we've talked about. Nathalie Augsburg, the left winger. Jana Kraus, although in fairness, Clara Woltering more than holding her own in goal with 12 saves so far in the game. So play resumes after the team timeout. Too many steps, I think, on the way in anyway, but she was definitely fouled as she approached. Dulfer in the centre of the defence, pushing up deep always, with Snyder, who's being used in defence only at the moment. There's Snyder. Oof, that was very high. She may go off for that. Very clumsy effort. Seemed to catch Steinbach around neck height. And so Snyder gets the break. So a power play for the Germans now, and an opportunity maybe to try and get their rhythm going again from 3 down, off the post. And the Netherlands will do well now to make these extremely slow attacks. There is no need to force. Bit of a smile from Jankovic. They're constantly trying to pepper the top corners at 1.68 m, not a tall keeper. No line play then for the Netherlands, but the Germans not tempted to push up. They are now. I thought they were going to stay 6-0. But Nedzinovic comes forwards, 5-1. Try and see if they can steal the ball, put pressure on those crossovers at the back, which the Dutch do like doing. And that can run the clock down a little bit more. It's exactly what Polman wanted. 22-year-old showing great maturity in doing that. Passive play is being worn now. The Dutch need to get going. They've lost possession. Break is on. Anne Müller. And now there's no one blocking. Nicely done. No one picked up. Nadzinovic, the 23-year-old from Bayer Leverkusen, looks up and decides, well, I can go all the way through on my own. Top corner again. (17-15), still 2 down. 30 seconds before the Dutch are back to full strength again. Nadzinovic 3 from 3. Very sparing with her shooting. Too many steps anyway. Bit of a shuffle there on the way through by Yvette Brock. Just 10 more seconds before Snelder's suspension is served out and the Dutch get back to full strength again. They've managed to limit the damage so far. Here's another one coming maybe, yes. 2 goals on that suspension. Steinbach didn't start, but she's come good since. 4 from 8. So just 1 goal in it. The Dutch are back to full strength again. Snelder now has gone in on the line. Loose ball picked up by Snelder. Quick throw off is taken by the Germans, but the Dutch quickly back in defence. Althaus, still only being used in defence at the moment, will go off again. There is the handoff. Lovely service. And Snelder finishes from point-blank range. 9 minutes played in the second half. Oh, gave her space. Luckily the shot straight down the middle. Dutch always looking for that opportunity to try and catch the Germans in phase 2 attack, and that's going to be a suspension. Clumsy foul by Angie Geschke, the winger. She was trying to get herself in the path of the player to cause the attacking foul, but in the end, she was still very much in motion. Caught Just around the neck. A power play now for the Netherlands. Van der Heyden there having to abandon the pass as Nadgornaya shot out quickly and seemed to strand her. It's good defending by the Germans. Woltering tried to come forward, but Snelder scores again, her second, and the 3-goal lead restored for the Netherlands. Ten minutes played in the second half, still short-handed for the next minute and 15 seconds, Germany. Nevskaya being shunted from left to right side. And the crossovers, trying to flatten the defence. It hasn't worked at all, in fact. Getting themselves back in position. Oh, block in defence. Went begging there. Dulfer completely misconnected. And Naidzinavičius was able to go through. That won't count. They'll have to come back for the free throw. Polman. Snelder will go back in on the line into the wing. There's no space there. Grot, Polman. So quick. Oh, there's space down the middle. Beautiful. Quick switch back. And the defense slow to change direction with her. And Grot suddenly staring at a gap through the middle of the defense. Germans short-handed, being pulled from side to side until that space became available. Germany back to full strength. Schultz has now gone in on the line. Pass to the line though for the Germans, intercepted comfortably. Dutch make a bit of a hash of it though. Trying to force a pass down on a closely marked player, Smets. And instead they've paid the price when they could have just taken the ball up. Naidzinavičius. 2 goals in it. We've had 15 goals in 12 minutes in this second half. It's going at a cracking pace. Polman looking for the line, but line player being held up unfairly, say the referees. Polman. Again around the defender. Naidzinavičius stood back and she just saw the gap. She comes back and Naidzinavičius in fact looked at the referees as if to say, well, she's holding my shirt. And the answer might have been, yes, but you were holding Snelder's before. (21-18). Crossover, somewhat misconnected. Nevskaya intercepted, comes back again, lucky break for the Germans. Steinbach able to reach out and snatch the ball. Oh, over the top. Constantly going for the corners there against Jankovic, who's just 1.68 meters. Not short per se, but for a goalkeeper, it does make you work harder for those corners. Keeps you on your toes all the time, and they know it. So off goes Debbie Bont. Polman, that was beautifully done, and Anne Muller once more wrestles her to the ground. Clock's been stopped. She's just got the side of her foot with the resin on it that's gone down on the ground. They just need to get that mopped off there. Stuck to the floor. Well, Anne Muller, uncompromising, I think is the word I'm looking for there, the Leipzig defender. So Smets, the line player, has gone in. A little bit of space, and still no luck for Luciano. Wasn't a bad angle. Second shot and miss, but a good save by Woltering. Her 13th. So Germany now trying to bring Lang into the fray. Leipzig left back, number 5. Blocked. Still in play, it is. Saying it's a throw to Germany. They have gone over the line. So midway through the second half, and the Netherlands lead by 3 against Germany, a team they haven't beaten since 2005. That's a good save. Groth to the wing. Oh, inside. Woltering covered the far post. The shot instead went to the inside for Martin Smets. There was the save that started it all off for Jankovic, and there's the goal, ironically, from the Thuringen-based player. And Germany staring down the barrel now. 14 minutes remaining for them to turn around a 4-goal deficit. It's doable. Oh, nearly stolen. Van der Heijden, no luck for her. Luisa Schulz. Leipzig line player, 1.92 m, the towering German line player at the back. Defending inside the area, that was good play. Driving in, took the defender with her, and that's Kerstin Verbold. It's Huber once more who steps up and scores. Three from 3. Deficit cut back to 3 goals. So the Dutch now bring in Sanne van Olfen, the 25-year-old who plays for Toulon in France, at right back. 35 internationals, 56 goals. Oh, it's a 2-minute suspension. And Müller again, her second. One more, and the game will be over. Pulling back from behind. So 3 goals up, power play for the Dutch. Oh, that's beautifully cut out. Under the keeper. 4-goal lead restored. It's Smets again. Clever pass, cut out the back. Lovely height as well. Germany still short-handed for 1 minute and 24 seconds, looking a little bit untidy now and ragged at the back. The Dutch sensing success here, but it's not done yet. Germans hugely experienced. Need to apply the pressure in this, the tightest of groups. Defeat for Germany here will leave them really stranded, with matches coming up against Croatia and Sweden, long-established teams, and of course the host nation. Passive play, need a quick shot, that's too many steps anyway, couldn't have countered, but she's got a free throw for the earlier foul. Passive play still being called though, they've got to take this quickly. Nadzinavicius, blocked. And stolen by Luciana. And finally, at the 3rd attempt, she scores. And it's a 5-goal lead, and Germany in disarray. She just managed to keep it, and then under pressure cuts back inside rather than pass. The Germans ruining, as they did 2 years ago, those late injuries to Klein and Susanne Müller. Too many steps anyway, and it's a free throw for the Netherlands. They're forced to take a few chances now. They don't have to anymore. 5 fast break goals to the Netherlands in the match so far, 2 to Germany. They can afford to pull it back now. There's no rush for the Dutch. They've got to let the clock run down and pressure the Germans. Come and fetch it. They are at full strength, at least the Germans. Go back to 5-1 defense to try and steal the ball. They have to. They can't sit back and wait anymore, because the Dutch will play all the way up to the passive play call otherwise every time. Polman looking for the line. Yes! Beautiful one-handed take. Celebration for Yvette Brock. That was brilliant. Not for the faint-hearted, handball. Groene looks up at the clock and it'll tell him he's inside the last 10 minutes. And not only that, but for that foul we just saw on the screen, Germany now have a 2-minute suspension. Huber, the player, sent off. It's just going terribly wrong for them at the moment. That's more like it. Saskia Lange. Little windmill feint goes around the outside. So the Dutch, another power play. Not a great pass, straight onto the foot of Polman. She says it didn't touch the foot. Germans trying hard here, even though short-handed. The Dutch gang up and stop the play dead. Nadzinavicius, the player, pulled up. 9 minutes to score 5 goals. The problem is, they've got to shut out the Dutch in the process as well. Or better still, score 6. A good block by Yvette Brock. Played in Spain for a while, Brock, but now with Metz in France. Better play now by Germany. They're moving the ball around well, but they need a little bit of depth on the attack. It's almost as if everyone's getting so nervous that no one wants to take the responsibility to take the shots. To the wing, yes! Goalkeeper moved out. Good play while short-handed. Huber. So full strength, the Germans still push up on a 5-1 inside the last 8 minutes. 6-goal lead for the Netherlands at one point. They'll be absolutely furious if they let that slip now. But the Germans, as I said, have a lot of experience. Inside the area when she blocked the shot, it's a penalty. Polman maybe feeling tad lucky on that one. 22-year-old from Esbjerg. Plays a handball along with 3 other teammates in Denmark. Well, Luciana's the one who calls for it and says that's a penalty. She's blocked it with her foot inside the area. Change the keeper for Germany. First appearance by Katja Scholk. Makes no difference. Nika Groth scores. 100% record from the penalty line. Scholk goes straight off. And Voltering goes back in again. 5 goals for Groth. Germany now bringing in Anna Löper, smallest player on the court, number 10, being held up now. 6.5 minutes, 5 goals the lead. There is Löper. Plays for Metzingen. Oh, good long-range shot. Dutch feeling that they were fouled in the process. Nadzinovic shoots over the prostate Dutch defender. But she did seem to have been wrestled to the ground first by Schulz. Dulfer gets herself a 2-minute suspension in the process. Not sure if she complained too much to the referee, if they'd spotted an earlier infringement. So now, with 4 goals in it, the Germans really have to put the pressure on. Dutch just need to run the clock. Oh! Oh, brilliant spin on the shot! Under pressure, Pohlmann goes around the outside, runs a hand over the ball, a 7th goal. Best one of the lot. Look at this again. Stunning. Short-handed, they show their class. Team timeout called by Heine Jensen.
Denk daar vanaf de hoek bij de afronding. Eerste bal hebben. We gaan niet meteen rennen. Eerste bal hebben. Dan gaan we weer in de aanval. Totdat we compleet zijn.
Dutch staying nice and calm now. They can let this clock run down. A 5-goal lead. The Germans have had their chances early on, but I'm afraid since midway through this half, they've really been out of it, really struggling to get the play going. They started doing well at the beginning of the half because they were getting long-range shots in, and then once more they've gone to try and drive through the middle of the Dutch defence, which is holding them up, and they've been hit as a result on the break. It's lacking a little bit in creativity in attack. That's been the problem. So 5.5 minutes remaining. Germans still on a power play for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Oh! All the way through, but a save by Jankovic. Reacted quick. The goalkeeper from Metzingen. He was actually born in Bosnia, in Doboj. And so it allows the Dutch to run that clock down still further on the suspension for Dulfer. And a team timeout has now been called by Henk Groene for the Netherlands. And it's a smart move because mentally for the referees, when they restart the play, they'll just give them that little bit longer on the attack, and it might be long enough for the Dutch to get back to full strength. The Germans just have to stay controlled, not panic play. But they do need a bit more sense of urgency, even in defence, pushing up to 5-1. There's no sense that they're really pushing forward, trying to steal the ball. The defence is effectively just a static central point at 9.5 meters, just waiting to try and break the play in two, not try and steal the ball and get it back off the Dutch. There's just been more purpose and more fight about the Dutch in this game, and this could well be a match in the end which decides which of these teams will go through to the next round. Woltering, well, she's played her part, 13 saves. So play resumes after the team timeout for the Netherlands. 45 seconds for them to run the clock down. Pohlmann, they're just moving it around at the moment. Oh, passive play is going to come up if you're just doing that, side to side. Ball's loose. We had a collision between both players. Anna Müller and Pohlmann have gone straight into each other. Doctor's on straight away. And it's a shoulder for Pohlmann. Let's hope it's nothing more than just a bit of a bruise, because that was a hefty collision between the two. There's the block. And a harsh collision. Well, she seemed to come in high. If anything, you'd think it would be the ribs. Or did she fall awkwardly? Anna Müller being held back initially by Groth, and well, the Dutch supporters still a bit subdued, but they're on the cusp of something rather special here in Varaždin. So Löper, number 10, who's been brought on late, but I'm afraid at the moment it may have been too late to have too much of an impact on the game. A few more seconds while they're at full strength. Good save, but it'll be another free throw. Jankovic got a hand to it. There was a high hand. Polman seems okay on the bench. But meanwhile, Brock has been suspended for what did seem to be a high block. And it's 4 against 6. Surely now a chance in these next few seconds for the Germans. That should be one. Well, is this going to be one of the more remarkable comebacks we've seen in handball? Geschke, 29-year-old from Oldenburg, scores. Four goals in it. The Dutch have got one of their players back at least. 4 minutes remaining. 4 goals a deficit. Now the 5-1 defence does become more aggressive. They needed that earlier, to be honest. Nadgornaya is pushing forwards. Off the foot. And it is bringing out the mistakes. Löper. Verbold. Löper again. Attacking foul. No, it's given to the Germans. Polman is on. Clearly that shoulder injury not so bad. Into the wing. Oh, off the post. Stays out, and there'll be no rush for Jankovic, who'll amble to fetch it. Offered her the inside post. Still pushing forwards, Nadgornaya. Good save by Woltering. Gets the ball out quickly. Dutch are streaming back. They've still got 30 seconds. Short-handed. Oh, brilliant. Plenty of power. That's another one. Nadgornaya, the 26-year-old from Thüringen. Hung in the air, moved across. 3 goals now, 2.5 minutes remaining. Seconds before the Dutch are back to full strength again. Nearly too many steps. They are back to full strength. And another team timeout for the Netherlands. You're allowed 3 in the game. Hank Gröner just used 1 before the 5-minute limit. You can't use 2 in the last 5 minutes. Had it available, felt he had to use it. He just needs to keep his players calm. 5-goal lead down to 3 goals here, but time is against the Germans. The pressure is there. He's looking as if he's just played the match himself, the assistant coach. Gröner, for his part, trying to look cool, calm and collected. Well, it has been a match full of ups and downs, but the Dutch showing more flair in the second half. So play resumes, 2.5 minutes. The Dutch at full strength, but still the Germans are going to play a very deep 5-1, try and steal the ball. Needs to run in behind. They put in a second line player to counter it. That's brilliant! Oh, well saved by Woltering of Snelder. 16th save of the game for the German keeper. Oh, and a deflection. And the Germans are edging back slowly. There's 2 goals in it only and 2 minutes remaining. Nadgornaya. The Dutch need to slow down, take a deep breath. Don't throw away that 5-goal lead. But be careful not to come too far into the corner and cut yourself off. Polman looking in for the line. Snelder, no mistake this time. And the pressure back on Germany, a 3-goal lead, 1.5 minutes. It's a 3rd goal of the game. Is that enough? Nadgornaya shoots, the ball's loose, picked up by the Dutch. But it's a German free throw and the clock is still going. There won't be time for Germany. I suspect that Zapfuson isn't so much injured. Maybe it's also just the whole frustration. The situation's not helping either. Or Althaus rather. Althaus trying to go for the rebound. I think she just got her head onto the shoulder of the Dutch player. Sense of urgency more than ever. Nadgornaya trying it all on her own at the moment now. And Jankovic saves and passes out slowly. We're inside the last minute. And Germany are going to start their Euro 2014 campaign with a defeat in the toughest of the 4 groups. Wide open, we knew it was. A lot of people thought maybe the Dutch wouldn't make it. Least experienced team, the youngest. But they had other ideas. Oh, and that's going to be a 2-minute suspension as Luciano just tried to kill the clock. Takes one for the team. It will make no difference now. The Netherlands, a few smiles on the bench. Still a few anxious looks, but it's in the bag. Oh, in the face, but it's going to be a free throw and another 2-minute suspension. The push on the winger as she went in to shoot. Geschke put off balance. And Van der Heijden gets a 2nd suspension of the game, and the Dutch are going to finish 4 against 6. Huber. She scores 26-28. They need individual marking right now. They're waiting on the halfway line, but the Dutch bring the ball up slowly, 11 seconds. And they'll run the clock down. It's all done, it's in the bag. The Dutch have taken their first points of the European campaign, a goal on the buzzer. It's all academic. And the team rush onto the court and deservedly celebrate. They have controlled the second half beautifully. The Germans ran out of ideas. They couldn't get through the defense. The long-range shooting wasn't working. And Heine Jensen left disappointed. But for Gröner and the fans, it's celebration time for the orange team. (29-26) then the final result here in Varaždin. The Netherlands have won. Fantastic result, despite Woltering's 16 saves. 6 goals from Huber, 4 of them penalties, 6 from Neidzavicius, 5 from Minevskaya, but it wasn't enough. The Dutch controlled it well, Groth with 6 and Polman with 7, the best of the Dutch. And there'll be Player of the Match awards now handed out. Well, they haven't beaten Germany in 9 years, and this will be a famous victory. Germany now need to get the results against Sweden. And of course against Croatia on home soil. Well, almost disbelieving the Dutch at the moment. They look shell-shocked at the outcome. 29-26, the Germans understandably gutted. Woltering, it had to be her really, 16 saves, 36% save rate, including a penalty, but all to no avail because up front, sadly, her team couldn't quite deliver against a Dutch defence who was very fluid, but also in attack, they really did open up, and she looks so upset, the 31-year-old. She knows the significance of this defeat. We got Magnus Dottir of the European Handball Federation handing out the awards here today. Well, it's Polman, 7 goals. She threw her heart into this, just 22 years of age. Played in the World Championships last year, but now she picks up Player of the Match for the Netherlands, who have beaten Germany here in Varaždin, 29-26, smiles all round, tears as well. A famous victory. So Germany have it all to do. Well, a few club teammates there have some hugs, but otherwise I'm afraid it's sad looks for the German side. There's Geschke going past with Vesta. Well, I'm sure they'll celebrate. They'll be tempered though by the fact they've got to come back in 2 days' time. The Netherlands on Wednesday will take on Sweden, while Germany have to somehow dig deep and get a result against Croatia. Because the crowd's still making their way into the arena here, where very shortly the home team will step out to play their opening match against Sweden. Well, he almost looks shell-shocked as well, Henk Gröning, and the Germans muster for a quick pep talk, try and lift their heads at the end of it all, but you look at the faces around there and you wonder, well, you've got quite a job to do. Sharp contrast to the orange team on the other side. Let's have a look at the stats then from the game. 51% success rate on the attacks for the Netherlands, 46 for Germany, and then on the shooting it was 56% success rate for the Dutch compared to 49 for the Germans. 11 turnovers for the Germans, 9 for the Dutch, so it was kind of close-ish. But 8 2-minute suspensions for the Dutch, and still they managed to win against the 5 for Germany. Top scorer then Polman, player of the match for the Netherlands with 7. Nadzinovičius and Huber got 6 apiece. Not enough though, sadly, in the end for the German team. And this is how the match progressed, and it was later on the Germans started well enough, but then went off the boil, and at the end dried up completely until those late efforts. This is where the shots came in from, not so much on the right-hand side, just 2 fast breaks and 6 penalties. Some expensive long-range shooting for the Dutch. A lot of it came in at close range, down the middle, but 5 fast breaks and therefore penalties. So here in the opening match then in Group C in Varaždin, it's the Netherlands who have beaten Germany. Hope you've enjoyed it, but for now, from me, Paul Bray, goodbye.